Maybe you're curious what I'm doing out here in the forest, walking around, reading signs so early on this Sunday morning. I find that even though I live in what's kind of referred to as the Pacific Northwest, throughout the hustle and bustle of life, I don't frequently get out on a trail. Every now and then, walk my dog, bring him to the dog park, go to nice cafes with friends, maybe go visit one of the kind of mountain peaks that you can drive up to watch the sunset. But that being said, for me living in kind of a mountainous coastal region, I don't hit up these really beautiful trails that my home has to offer, and this is my attempt to explore more and get on more trailheads. And mostly I'm just trying to get some inspiration, listen to the birds. It's migration season, fall migration's upon us. A lot of my favorite birds are heading south where they'll spend the winter time, and wanted to come out and see if I could catch any on their long journey that way. But it really seems like so far I have lots of sweet little ruby-crowned kinglets who you can hear above me, some ravens whose calls kind of travel through the treetops, the canopy, in a really beautiful, almost sonar kind of way, and lots of red-breasted nuthatches who are cheering me on this morning. It's pretty early for the first day of fall, so it's still a little bit early in the morning, but the birds are starting to come out, and they're really the only ones on the trail with me right now, so I'm having a really sweet time. One of my favorite parts of walking through the forest this time of year, during winter, kind of fall transition time, the ruby-crowned kinglets are just singing to you the whole time. Listen. You never see them, but you always hear them just kind of higher up in the canopy. I'm positive that in just a few weeks, these trees above me will be starting to turn their decorative fall foliage. Oranges and reds will be decorating this trail, and it's going to be a completely different sight. This is the first day of fall, after all, so just imagine what this hike will look like in 2 to 3 weeks. It's going to transform, and hopefully I'll come back and revisit it in its full fall foliage. I really wanted to come out here and get some poetry inspiration. I've been reading a lot of Mary Oliver at home, and I love how much she writes about the world around her, and it seems like a lot of her inspiration comes from walking outdoors, which is another concept that's really important to some of my other favorite writers like Annie Dillard, Julia Cameron, just to name a few. So I really wanted some inspiration. That's what I came out here for, to write down kind of what I saw in my little notebook and to take that home and turn it into poetry, maybe. We'll see. But that's the idea, and I do feel inspired. It can be challenging getting up and going out for a Sunday kind of early morning hike by yourself, leaving comfy beds behind. But it is really rewarding. That's the brown creeper in the background. It's really rewarding to be able to see a new part of my home that was up here all along, and all the wildlife that calls this home was here all along, and just, 15 minutes or so away from my house. So I feel like I know my area a bit better now, and I'm excited to come back on a walk with friends, family, or even by myself in a few weeks to see the fall foliage. So yeah, I hope you had a good time.